and welcome to our election show State of the Union. Over the course of the half an hour, we will break down complex data for you into simple, digestible, and helping me with that, of course, we have Mr. Subhransh Roy, a senior political analyst with us. Today, we will be focusing really on the heart of India. Yes, I am talking about Madhya Pradesh. Talking about Madhya Pradesh, sir, first of all, we will be looking at the agricultural output, because when we speak of Madhya Pradesh, what comes to one's mind is the rural economy, is the farmers really of Madhya Pradesh. This is a state where about 70% of the population is based or dependent on agriculture and farming. Let's look, of course, from the time of Digvijay Singh. I've taken from 1993, of course, this is a state which is literally toggled between Congress and the BJP regimes. We are, of course, comparing that with the agricultural output. Going from 93, Digvijay Singh's time, to, of course, 2008, when Shivraj Singh Chauhan took over, that time the agricultural output was pretty low at 5.22%. It went up to 7.58% right now in 2018. It is, of course, has about 10% of the economy has agricultural output. Dependent on agriculture, of course, is about 70% of the population. How do you think, sir, it can change the result of the upcoming elections?
Meenakshi, first we remember Madhya Pradesh is Hindi-hearted land. Number one. Number two, yes, of course, more than 70% people are actually farmers, and the core business for the particular people are into the farming industry. Number two. Number three, of course, from 10 years tenure of Digvijay Singh and 15 years tenure of Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Of course, from one Bimaru state to developing state is, of course, no doubt has created by Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and you can call Mama of the state.
But the Mama of the state could not make the Kisans very happy. That's why they shifted to Congress here.
No, but again, I just want to remind you before start any graph first.
Yeah.
Because there is big two incident happened into the Madhya Pradesh before this Vidhan Sabha poll. First is Mandsaur police firing, where the police should be fired into the farmers, and n number of farmers are finished, and finally the government has come with the words that they are not exactly farmer, they are terrorists and something.
Yeah, it was definitely the Mandsaur the firing incident and other farmers in rural districts which changed BJP's fortune when we speak of the assembly elections.
And again, the second big point is because in Madhya Pradesh from last 15 years, the Mama's government avoiding and ignoring general caste. Because general caste has a very good percentage number into the region.
Very interestingly, you spoke about two things. One, you spoke about farm distress. Second, you spoke about, of course, the caste cauldron. We will come to caste. Let's first focus on farmers. A very pertinent point you raised, sir. We look at the farm distress. Even though there were told claims by the BJP government as far as Shivraj Singh Chauhan's tenure is concerned, look at the numbers. The number of suicides, farmer suicides, have been rising. In fact, according to many estimates, this is the figure which we had till 2016. Of course, this is a time when Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan was...
As on date, this number is 1874.
Yeah. So, 2016 itself, the number was about 1,300 farmer suicide on an average in a year. That is a big number, sir.
Very big
and
number.
This shows the rural distress, the agrarian crisis which really exists in Madhya Pradesh. Do you think, sir, this time the Congress has said, look, we are going to come up with a Nyay scheme. We are going to give you 6,000 per month. BJP is talking about nationalism. What will it be, sir? Will it be nationalism or populism?
Meenakshi, just try to understand. If I live and if I'm breathing, then I understand for nationalism, patriotism or everything. I'm suffering from my basic needs. And if these farmers are died, surely there is a big gap between the rural and the farmer. Because of, in Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan has a government. In 2016, again, Delhi has a Prime Minister and Modi has a government. They are promising n number of good things for the farmer. They are promising. N number of good news we found into the media platform. But can it walk into the ground level? Because if it walk, then today no farmer should go for their suicide.
No, but tell me one thing, when we speak of really these schemes, announced maybe by the Congress or even the BJP, look at the Congress's manifesto, it's just come out, because we are assessing Madhya Pradesh today. Number of farmer suicides is also increasing in Madhya Pradesh. There is a farm distress. The Madhya Pradesh Congress government claims that the moment they came into power, within days, they waived off the farmer loans.
Yes.
Could that really help the Congress?
No, exactly. It is not possible, because from last couple of years, farmer has one big demand and big question from the government, because just because of the production of their whatever the farming they are doing, they are not into the profit, and ideally they are second thought they are into the loss. So they always ask the government to do something. The Congress has one big chunk line. From that particular line, the Congress come into the power, and it's not a power, it's a neck 50% of cross line, where one seat plus is Congress and one seat minus is BJP. We cannot consider this Congress government is continue for next 5 years into the Madhya Pradesh. It's a big challenge.
Right. But they have come up with a majority. I'm surprised. I don't know how you're saying that they won't even continue their 5 terms. End of the day, they have managed to cobble up the numbers. But let's talk about, sir, the agrarian crisis. Let's focus on that, and let's not digress into what's happening currently in Madhya Pradesh as far as the current government is concerned. Let's look at the state of Madhya Pradesh and I've tried to compare it to, of course, Karnataka and Punjab. Punjab really is a state which is called, the green belt of India. This is a state where you have richer farmers. Now, receipt from agriculture, if we see in Punjab, it's about 10,000. This is, of course, we are speaking in relation to the total income. But when we come to Madhya Pradesh, out of 6,000, the receipt from agriculture is about 4,016 rupees. This is clearly an indication of how much the people of the state are dependent on agriculture, on primitive means like farming.
So if you ask about the Nyaya schemes for the Rahul Gandhi, either into Madhya Pradesh, either into Karnataka, both states are applicable for the same, because still they are 8,000 lesser than the basic line of income.
So why would people not go for a Nyaya scheme? Or
they go for
because the BJP is selling this nationalist agenda. If you look at any speech of the Prime Minister, he's speaking about Balakot, he's speaking about, of course, as far as our space mission is concerned, our ASATs are concerned. Are the farmers concerned with ASATs or Balakot?
Meenakshi, there is 2 big things happening to India from last 5 years. The government come with a vision of development. Of course, they have done some fantastic work. No one has any doubt. But the big chunk of people are always far away from this type of electronically development. Number 1. Number 2, because of this is election moment and people are into the passion of craze, where the nationalism and patriotism remarks are should be very strongly headed into their mind. So of course, yes, because either in Delhi, either in UP, either in Bihar, just talk about these states, maximum people are very proactive into the political system. But once you go into the Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, any states where the gap of higher income people and the lower income people are very too much high, 95% and 5%. So of course, these people are surely go for 72,000.
When we speak of the spectre of poverty, and let's analyze that as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, and the 3 states we have taken into consideration, MP, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. I'm sure you know why we took these 3 states. These are the states where the BJP lost consecutive, of course, the assembly election, this entire Hindi heartland. BJP ended up losing. One of the reasons many said was because of the class vote. It was the lower class, it was the rural, voters who went and voted in favor of the Congress party in MP. About 31% of the population is still below poverty. In Chhattisgarh, it's as much as 39%. Rajasthan, it's lesser, 16%. But let's talk about Madhya Pradesh, sir. Madhya Pradesh is a state which, of course, had Shivraj Singh Chauhan for as much as 3 consecutive terms. But finally, the people toppled his government. Clearly, there was some anger which was seething in the people of the state. That's why Mr. Chauhan was defeated at the hands of the Congress. Now, when the Lok Sabha polls are near, will it be the spectre of poverty? Will it be the local policies of Congress, or will it be a larger narrative?
No.
The Modi wave, which you think could affect the elections?
In the 2014 election, 100% clear sweep out from the, 96% sweep out from the Madhya Pradesh into Lok Sabha contribution as a seat. Second, why Shivraj Singh Chauhan lost, there is 2 big reasons. First, the farmer. Second, the general category people. And third, always big, because from the last 15 years, a number of people has a problem. But the third big important thing, because of Shivraj Singh Chauhan lost, there is a BJP inside politics as well. Because from the central, they just want to put Kailash Vijayvargiya into the picture.
Right.
But due to conflict of Kailash Vijayvargiya.
So, let's not get into assembly. In a larger picture, when you speak of the Lok Sabha, do you think that the fact that 31% people are still below poverty line, how much do you think
so normally
poverty
these
that is going to really
32% people has not any interest with the digital development. Surely they need for the basic steps of life. They need for the food, they need for the shelter, they need for the easygoing life. So naturally this percentage of votes should be divided into these two leading parties. In the last time 96% should be win by the BJP and 4% should be only by the Congress in two seats. But this time, yes, the fluctuation should be approximately 50-50.
You rightly mentioned, despite of all the data, be it agrarian crisis, farmer suicide we showed you, look what happened in 2004. The BJP literally swept the state. It got as many as 27 seats. Congress ended up getting just 2. And this is a big change.
Chhindwara and Gwalior, yes.
Yeah, that was of course Jyotiraditya Scindia
and Kamal
Nath. Those are the only two seats which the Congress managed to retain. But the BJP's number of course went up from 16 to 27. What do you attribute this to? Just the Modi wave?
No, in 2014, yes, this is Modi wave. Because on that time, entire nation is into the flow of Modi wave, Modi tsunami. But after 5 years down, after 5 years completed the tenure from the Prime Minister Modi, exactly as of what exactly happened today, this is little bit far away from the ground reality. Yes, of course, the people from the urban, people from the social media platform, people from the little upper middle class people are, of course, maybe some happy. But once you talk about the ground reality and the fact of the situation, yes, whatever delivered, whatever the executed from the Delhi, this is not reached at the bottom place.
Maybe it's not reaching the bottom place, and that's why, of course, 2014, and as far as the assembly results are concerned in 2018, they were very different. Let's really look now, sir, at the vote share. The BJP's vote share was also pretty high. The BJP's vote share was, of course, 54%, and mind you, this is the first time in the last at least consecutive 7 to 8 Lok Sabha polls that any party has managed to
more than
reach,
50%.
Yes, the 50% cap. The BJP always has had the highest vote share, 43% in 2009 and 48% in 2004. Congress's vote share went down just 5%. So even though the Congress did not win many seats, their vote share was still not extremely low. This shows that Congress is still a serious contender, even if we forget all about the assembly polls.
If you remember, Meenakshi, we are talking day before yesterday for the vote percentage sharing. If 2% vote share is down, surely it's impacted into 20-30 number of local poll as MLA. But of course, yes, if you just see the persistency and consistency of vote share percentage in 2014, pure Modi wave, then they are getting more than 50%. But Congress is not losing that much. They are just losing 4% vote. The rest, other votes should be transferred into BJP. But in that time, the situation is a little bit reversed, because as a state, Congress is heading that particular state. Once they are promising for the farmer loan waiving, they are doing whatever the percentage number they are doing, but they are just taking the credit, no, we are done it. So again,
I'm going to bring you to another point. In 2014, BSP's vote share was negligible. Also, it was a Modi tsunami, as you rightly mentioned. But 2009, Mayawati's party did have a 5.87% vote. And as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, it does have a sizable number of the SC, ST, OBC, Dalit population. Do you think that Mayawati could be could she really be, if not a game changer, but could she be a factor or a force to reckon with for the national parties?
We cannot consider Mayawati here, because again, the Mayawati, Sapa, Baspa, both is the regional party. You can consider their value and influence into the UP only, because if you see this 5.8%, that 5.8% 2009 Mayawati share should be transferred into BJP. So whatever things, because from last 5 years, million of times Modi government is taken the name of Baba Sahab. Just because to take this vote percentage, because he tried to transfer SC/ST vote from Mayawati to.
You think this vote will stay with the BJP? All right.
This vote will stay with BJP. Maybe transfer into the ruling party, or maybe again the Baspa again fight with the Sapa alliance. So maybe 1-2% vote affected.
We are talking about caste. Let's look at how the castes voted as far as the last elections are concerned. The Brahmins, of course, I'm not surprised that they continue to stay with the BJP, be it the 2009 parliamentary elections or even 2013 assembly. I've kept the 2018 assembly aside because they throw a completely different picture. After the Brahmins, if we look at Rajputs, again 69% for the BJP. If we look at one more caste, these are all upper caste, divisions of upper caste, 71% with the BJP once again. This is a huge jump, 43% in assembly and 71% in the Lok Sabha. Do you think these upper castes are going to stay with
no.
the BJP?
This is again a game-changing number for the Congress.
Okay.
Because of either into Madhya Pradesh, either into Chhattisgarh, either into Rajasthan, either into UP, either into Bihar. In 5 all Hindi-hearted states, BJP is not much focused into this upper caste vote. They are preferring for OBC. So once, because end of the day, once the election is coming, people are always finding their relatives and Jijaji.
But do you think that the Rajputs, the Brahmins will continue voting for BJP?
No. So here the vote should be participated, sharing into 2 parties. In fact, the person, this vote is to transfer into that individual where they are thinking who is coming from our caste base for elect this seat.
Okay.
So normally here the general category vote should be transfer. It's because here it's not a party based seat. It's maybe transfer into the individual basis where these persons come from their individual party.
All right, but what about when we speak of the OBCs? You feel that vote is transferable? That is debatable though. But if you look at the other OBCs, sir, this is quite surprising. Even OBCs have ended up voting for the BJP, and not just in 2014, even for Shivraj Singh Chauhan in 2013 and earlier for the BJP in 2009 as well.
No, here we can say proudly, OBC vote are intact still with the BJP, because if the numbers would be plus minus maybe 2-4-5% max to max, because from in BJP from top to bottom maximum candidates from the OBC category, in fact the Prime Minister from the same area. So normally here is the fixed things where OBC votes are not intact.
Okay, you feel that as far as OBCs are concerned, they may end up staying with the BJP.
Yes, of course, 2-4-5% number should be plus minus, it's not a big number.
But mostly, they'll not have to worry about that. What about the scheduled caste? Because in the assembly polls, we saw that the scheduled caste, they were extremely miffed with Shivraj Singh Chauhan, because he was one of the chief ministers who said that I am not going to, increase the cap as far as the ST reservation is concerned.
Listen, just try to understand, Meenakshi. In 2014, the Congress and BJP both are neck to neck 42 and 43%.
Yes.
Again, in 2013, it's neck to neck 33 and 36. So there is the percentage number should be fixed. Whosoever is into the power, naturally this vote should be transferred into 2-3-4% added into the power politics.
So who do you think?
We can consider in 2019 Lok Sabha poll this SC/ST percentage. If we just talk about as a perfect number of 100, so it is my personal belief that more than 60-62% vote or 60% rounding goes to the ruling government, in fact Congress, and rest 40-45% goes to the
I'm actually surprised that you said the Brahmins, as far as they are concerned, I feel could end up voting for the Congress, considering it was again Shivraj Singh Chauhan's a provocative statement, if you remember, when he said koi Mai ka lal reservation nahi chhu sakta hai. That is what upset a lot of upper castes.
For that individual statement is making nota into Madhya Pradesh, and for that particular nota, BJP lost 22 seats. For margin of 1,000 or 800 or 500 or 200 votes. So again, these numbers should not be very older. It is just a number of 2, 3, 4 months.
I have those numbers also, and we'll go to that also when we speak of the assembly elections, sir. But when we look at the scheduled tribes vote, 54% for the BJP. What explains that, sir, in 2014?
No, I already told you that SC/ST votes are normally in the percentage of 10% plus minus are into the both party, but they are preferring, because whatever the announcements as a schemes going from the government, their vote percentage of 10% plus minus transfer with the ruling.
What about Mayawati?
No, because till 2014, Mayawati, till 2014, Mayawati has no impact, because before 2014, Mayawati is a very strong and a third party contender into the Madhya Pradesh. But after losing their own election into the UP as a zero, is very much negligence into the Madhya Pradesh politics. But this time, Lok Sabha election, the Sapa has an alliance with the, Baspa has an alliance with the Sapa. So naturally these guys are minus 2-3% votes. And one more thing, because Baspa has a 2 winning MLA into this Madhya Pradesh Vidhan Sabha poll, so normally they are managing 2-3-4%.
All right, but when we speak of the assembly, because everything has been leading us up to the assembly results, and assembly results, sir, 2018, I believe they are really telling of the type of anger also which had been prevailing against Shivraj Singh Chauhan government. Will this have any bearing, sir? Let's look at first of all at what happened in 2013. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, of course, had been chosen once again. Incumbency was not a factor back then. 165 seats, 45% vote share. That's pretty high for any incumbent who's asking for a second or third term. Then you have the Congress at 58 seats, just 36% vote share. And now, when I zoom out and I zoom into 2018, the picture has changed. Congress has gone up to 109.
No, this is BJP
BJP has gone down to 109. Congress has gone way up to 114. In fact, the vote share has also increased. So this is a clear indication of how the voters change their preference also so soon.
Meenakshi, we just see this graph, we find two good things. First, 2013, Shivraj Singh Chauhan has no doubt about anything, because he is not, in fact, he is not delivering any complex statements with the cost factor, number one. Number two, if we're talking about this 2018 Madhya Pradesh Vidhan Sabha poll, where the Congress and BJP both are neck to neck at a percentage margin, and the seats should be the same. But of course, the Congress is gaining some number, number one. Congress is into the power, number two. And yes, of course, because of what Congress first promised to waive off the farmer loans, he just done it into a couple of hours after after their winning ceremony.
Right.
So exactly, yes, of course, the percentage of seats should be again transferred into the vice versa, into the same 55% or 45% into this Lok Sabha election. But of course, Congress is doing a little bit better than the Congress, BJP into Madhya Pradesh Lok Sabha poll.
And what do you think, sir? Will it have any bearing as far as the upcoming polls are concerned? To understand that, we'll understand and try to analyze the BJP's Hindi heartland laws. We have, of course, been talking about the agrarian crisis, the rural distress which has been existing in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, and that is what is leading us, I believe. Also, as many analysts said, that was one of the main reasons behind the BJP's loss in the last assembly polls. If we look at the rural population and the farmer suicides, in Madhya Pradesh alone, from 2004 to 16, total number of farmer suicides had gone up to 16,000. Rural population, as we were discussing, at 72%. Do you think, sir, that this can have any bearing on the BJP's Hindi heartland loss?
Meenakshi, we just remember exactly something wrong happened with Shivraj Singh government. That's why he lost. Exactly something lost. Whatever he promises with the farmer, he cannot done and achieve and deliver this commitment with the farmers. That's why this big number of suicide happened into one government of tenure.
Yeah.
So it's surely impacted, because who stay into the city and into the urban area, they are not going for 100% vote. They are just going for their holiday and 50-40% votes into the poll date. But these are the person who are going for vote from morning 8 a.m. till evening 5 p.m. and after that, whatever the last tenure. So exactly this government has not related with either missile, either Balakot, either ASATs, or any diplomatic statement, or either Russia, China, Pakistan, America. They don't even want. They just want their basic need. And whosoever is stay there as a power, yes, it's their job to deliver.
If you look at the farmer vote share, it's almost 40-40%.
Yes.
So basically, BJP's and Congress's vote share is almost the same, despite of whatever one says.
If 2% vote transfer from green to orange and orange to green, surely the numbers would be both sides changed.
So basically, BJP lost its vote share, and all that BJP vote share got transferred to the Congress.
It is my belief.
All right. And so when we speak once, about as far as the SC, ST and the Dalits are concerned, this is an extremely interesting data. This is CSDS data. The BJP's vote share went down by as much as 16%. That's a steep decline, sir. Do you think it could be attributed to Shivraj Singh Chauhan's statement? And can it have any bearing on the upcoming Lok Sabha polls?
Why this number is down? Because of from last 4 years, always some news is coming. BJP is just trying to finish and demolish this reservation quota. So this is the matter before that. Once the SC/ST Act is coming from and some conclusion coming from the Supreme Court, and BJP is taking one more steps. Number one, to save this SC/ST vote percentage, but till the time they are into late figure. Number two, now Madhya Pradesh into Mayawati is trying to do something. So naturally, if he's just
But do you think, sir, that this Dalit anger could have dissipated, considering that last time all of them voted for Narendra Modi?
Yeah, 2014 in Lok Sabha, yes, maximum people are voted for Narendra Modi. But that's it is not possible without 80%, 70% society votes. Without you cannot achieve the 94%, 93% seats.
Yeah,
so in 27
class-wise also, if you look at class-wise, you rightly mentioned, the BJP had the highest number of votes in the poor class as well. And when we go to a little upper class, be it the lower class, slightly above
lower middle class.
Lower middle class, again 56% for the BJP. If we go one more higher up, to the middle class, no surprise, 53% for the BJP. So in 2014, the scenario was different. Despite of the class differences, looks like people voted for the Modi wave. Can BJP replicate that?
No, Meenakshi, just try to understand. It's not a matter of poor class or it's not a matter of lower middle class.
Okay.
Here, just caste is different. Rest, the basic style of life is same. Either he belong from SC/ST, either he belong from the poor family of Brahmins.
So
naturally, they have the big hope with the Prime Minister Modi. But once they vote into 2014, it's almost 5 years completed.
Yeah.
And if the fact is not delivered into the ground, surely they may be disappeared and disappointment with the system. So now these votes should be not transferred into that much of percentage into the BJP.
So you
surely.
think this vote can get transferred to the Congress?
Not exactly into that percentage, but of course if they are transferred 2, 3, 4, 5% into the Congress, surely the Lok Sabha numbers should be changed.
And finally, people say women voters, first-time voters really make a change. Looks like for the BJP it did bring about a change. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, as we right at the beginning you said he's called the mama because he started that scheme where he was of course giving benefits to young girls, be it education, be it of course even in their marriage. So we have of course 57% women who ended up voting for the BJP. In fact, even in the earlier polls, the BJP's female vote percentage, be it for mama, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, or be it for, of course, Narendra Bhai Modi, the vote share has been high. Do you think that this will remain intact considering in 2018 the entire scenario changed from 2014?
If women are educated, just try to understand the actual fact of the Madhya Pradesh and into the rural areas. If women are educated, surely they don't go vote for this BJP because in 2014 agenda they are promising for 50% reservation for women, but they cannot deliver.
They didn't deliver
in that time, Congress has already opened at the 33% mark.
It's not going to be...
But in case of poorer rural areas, women vote are affected by their male-dominated head of family. So once the entire male community or entire the wave should be transferred for the Modi, surely they must vote. But this time, situation is a little bit different.
So according to you, gender is not going to be a factor. It's going to be class, which is of course going to be the factor which could really dominate really the upcoming polls and their results. Remains to be seen what really the voter of Madhya Pradesh goes and votes for. Can really Prime Minister Modi repeat his magic in 2014, or the Congress once again repeat of course their big victory which they managed to achieve in the 2018 assembly polls. And on that note, it's a wrap on this show. News and updates, of course, on the other side.